Okay, so in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to use CloudPanel, which is one of the panels that comes with Hostinger VPS hosting. Okay, so let's get started. If you're looking to get a 20% discount on Hostinger, then use the referral code in the description below, or go to the Hostinger website, and in the website URL, add referral code is equal to swebdev and press enter. The code will be applied on checkout. So let's continue with the rest of the video. So the thing I want to mention is that with CloudPanel, if you do not know, you can host your projects, whether that's a React, Next.js, or a Mernstack project. But there is a certain way of doing this that you have to get used to. Okay, so I'm going to show you this using my CloudPanel, okay, by hosting a React.js project first. And in the next tutorial, I'll show you how to do a Next.js project, and in the next tutorial, I'll show you how to do a Mernstack project. Okay, so let's get started with a React project. So first, go and install CloudPanel. It's super simple. Go to your VPS section first. Okay, this icon right here, and then you'll see your VPS option. Click the Manage button. You'll be taken here, and you can just go into the OS panels. Okay, operating system, and there is an option there. Basically, if I just open it here, and actually let's just open this as well. So you'll see all of these options. Go into the OS with panel. Okay, and the reason why I'm not using an application instead is because of the fact that I've tried applications. I just don't really see the point. You kind of have to do a lot of setup as well when you use applications, but the OS panels, you're still stuck with the setup process in a sense, but you have more control, in my opinion. Okay, so this one is the one I'm using. I'll also be creating tutorials on this one, but for now I'm going to choose this one. Okay, so just select this and then click on Change OS, and it will install a fresh installation of CloudPanel. Okay, and then here you can click the Manage Panel button after the installation is complete, and then you'll be presented with this user and password. Okay, so the user is admin. Okay, just copy this, paste this in. The password is the root password you set when you were installing your panel. Okay, that ends up being the password, and you have to save that. That comes in handy a lot. So I'm just gonna quickly go and get the password that I have. After you enter the user and password, you get presented with this. Okay, so to add a website, you have to go into this add site button. Okay, then you have the option create a WordPress, a simple PHP website, a static HTML site, a reverse proxy, Python, or the Node.js site. Okay, I'm going to choose Node.js. Now here is where you enter the domain name. Okay, this port has to be, by the way, the same name as the port of your app. Okay, and then you can write your own username here. Okay, I'm just going to keep the custom one that comes when you enter the domain name. So if you're wondering where do you get the domain name, if you have your domain name, you just copy paste that in here. I am going to use the one that comes with the VPS by default, just for testing purposes. Okay, and you get a auto-generated username. Okay, this is good for SSH, and I'll show you later how you can do the SSH to connect to this. Okay, just click create, and remember to copy this password, save this. So now just going to manage, and now you see all of this. Okay, so the root directory is this. Okay, and I'll show you later what all of this means. So here is where you set up your SSH. Okay, so you have to add in a SSH key, which is then used to confirm the SSH. If the SSH key here and the SSH key on your computer is the exact same, that means that the access should be allowed to all the files inside of this project. Okay, where do you get this SSH key? So I've already done a separate tutorial on how to make an SSH key for your H panel. Okay, there's a whole process to that. But when you have done that, you basically get files like these. Okay, now if you're wondering how do you get these SSH keys, okay, I'm gonna open this up and just use Notepad. Okay, so this is my SSH key. Okay, I'm gonna change this later on, so I'm not going to show you mine obviously, but you get this SSH key. And if you're wondering how do you get a SSH key, open up your terminal, basically command prompt or PowerShell, okay, and just type in the command SSH-keygen-t and then the type of SSH encryption, which is in this case the ED25519. okay, this is all you need, and then you get certain options. Okay, fill all of those in accordingly. Okay, the passphrase one is basically like a password, and there's another one before that. In that, you usually just end up adding your email. Okay, or you can just add in -c and then just add in your email address. Okay, so whatever your email address is, just .com, something like that, so end up adding that. Use the -c option that I just showed you. It will add the email by default. Okay, but other than that, it's simple. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you can just go and separately watch the tutorial. Okay, so after you press enter on all of the options, then basically get a file like this, these two files, and you need to get this. Okay, just copy all of this. I'm gonna close this, and you just paste the SSH key into this. Click save, and saying it's saved now. Okay, next is your node version. So you can change the node version. The latest one with the long-term support is node 22. Okay, that is the current Node.js version that is stable. Okay, so that is by default done for you. The port number you can change according to your project. The default does tend to be port 3000. Okay, and you can also delete the website if you want. Okay, but that's it. Okay, so next, go into the file manager options. You can also set up a database. This only supports MySQL databases, by the way, nothing else. So click file manager, and here are all the files for your project. Now go into htdocs, go into this folder, and this is where you put in all of the files for your project. Okay, I need to add in all of the files. So I've opened up a React project. This is the basic default React project. Okay, by the way, the npm create vite add latest one. Okay, so I've just installed a fresh version basically. So you don't need all of these files, by the way. I'm just going to select all of these, and I'm not going to need the git ignore, the readme, the node modules, or the dist. Okay, I don't need all of these things. What I do need are these. So if you're wondering how I deselected any of these, is just control and then click. After you selected all of them, just press control click on the files you don't want to select. I'm just gonna drag and drop this in. And as you can see, I have added all of this. So now you might be wondering, my project is just gonna run, right? You would think that, but it won't. I'll give you the reason why. Actually, before we do this, go into the SSL TLS. Okay, here just do new let's encrypt certificate. Have your website selected, and then click on create and install. As you can see, it has installed the certificate. Okay, let's click on this, and as you can see, you get the problem 502 bad gateway. Okay, so you might be wondering, I've done everything right, how is this not working? Well, the 502 gateway basically is a error in Nginx, which basically says that it's not able to connect with the website basically. So how do you solve this? Remember what we did? We set up our SSH basically. So that wasn't a waste. There was a reason we did this SSH, and we saved the password for this. Okay, so you have to do this in order to get access. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you how you can do this. I've already done a separate tutorial on how to connect to your VPS using a SSH. Okay, you can go and watch that, but I'm also going to show you very quickly how to do this. Maybe not cover every single detail, but quickly show you how to do this. Okay, so I've opened up VS Code, and you need to go and install two extensions, by the way. Okay, the two extensions you need to install are Remote SSH and Remote Explorer. Okay, these are the two you need to install, and this is the Remote Explorer. Okay, so as you can see, there is a SSH option. click that. So now it's asking you to put in all of this. So what you do is type in SSH space, and then I copied the site user's name here. Okay, just copy this, paste this in, and do @ and then you do the website address, okay, which is the domain name. Okay, just copy this and you paste that in, press enter. It will ask you where you want to put this. Just select the default option, it's the best one. It's gonna open up a new terminal. Okay, I'm gonna close the previous one, and as you can see, it's trying to connect. It's asking whether I want to continue or not. Yes. As you can see, it's connected because of my SSH key that I added in that. As you can see, the terminal has connected. Okay, I can click on open folder, and it basically just asks me which thing I want to open. This is the name of my project, by the way. So I'm just gonna click OK, and it's gonna reload the whole window. And as you can see, it has loaded my project. Okay, now you might be wondering, how do I do this? Well, we have Node.js installed, and if you know how to work with Node.js, you know how to check the version of Node.js. So let's do that here. Let's type in node-v. As you can see, we have Node version 22. So what we need to do right now is install a package manager. Okay, so what the package manager does, let me just type in the command first to show you how to install the package manager. This is a Node package manager, by the way. So it's a Node package, so you need to install this globally. So just type in the command npm I pm2. Just type in -g. So this installs it globally, and that is what we want. So while this is installing, let me just tell you what this does. What this does is basically it installs a package manager that basically runs the website in the background. So now it's installed globally. Just type in the command pm2-v to check the version of this. Okay, and you can also see that it's installed here. You need to install another package, okay, that is called serve. So you need to install this globally as well. So serve is necessary for running your React app, okay, using the build folder. So serve is now installed. You need to go into the htdocs, and this is where our project files are. So just open this up in the terminal. Okay, so here you need to type in the command npm I to first install the Node.js packages, okay, the Node modules. So it's installing everything that is necessary. Okay, so the Node modules have been installed. Now what we need to do is run the command npm run build, and this has created a dist folder. For some reason it does not work with the name dist, okay, it works with the name build. Okay, I think previously this used to be build, so you just need to rename it to build. Okay, do that. So now that we have installed our Node modules and built our application, now I'm going to show you the commands to run to start the project, okay, so that we don't get that 502 error. To start our project, just type in the command pm2 start serve, then --name to give the name to this instance. Okay, so I'm just going to call this something really simple, okay, just to show you, and then you give space space -s and then build, okay, to point to the build folder, okay, and then press enter. So this has started the application. You can see the status is online. So let's go back and to this, and let's refresh, and as you can see, our React app is working. So if you want to buy the Hostinger hosting, there is a discount down below. You can go and use that. And I hope you liked this tutorial. Like and subscribe to stay updated on the latest tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.